mind just kind of telling me about what happened? You looked outside, you saw the fight. You just kind of tell me what you told me on the phone.
Well, what had originally happened that day, my dog was barking and growling, and being that I'm a single mom, disabled child, I came out to see what was going on. And the next minute I know, I'm seeing a fight going on a couple buildings down from me. And I was just standing there, and the next minute my son comes out to see what was going on. He leaves my door open, and as we noticed, all of a sudden a police canine had been released from the vehicle, started coming down our sidewalk, and the next minute he's coming up my stairwell. And right as I run to go get my door shut because of my dog, is when he lunged and caught me right in my rib cage. I had to literally pry his jaws apart to get him to release from me.
So tell me about what injuries you've sustained and what that was feeling like for you.
From the injuries, I've got laceration with a puncture wound in my left abdominal area. I went to the ER, got assessed. They gave me antibiotics and everything. The pain from it is over a 10 as we would put it on scales. And then mentally, it's scarred me regarding with it, that I've had to get involved back with Horizon for counseling for treatment due to the incident.
What was going through your head when that dog lunged at you and then latched onto you? What were you thinking?
My main concern was my son. I'm glad it didn't get him and got me instead, because I can handle it, my son can't.
So you had mentioned that the dog wasn't listening to its handler.
No.
Tell me about, once it's latched onto you, what happened in the next, seconds or minutes after that?
Once it latched onto me, my main thing was trying to get him loose from me. And I was able to pry my fingers into his jaws to actually pull him apart in order to make him release. And then pushed him back some to get some distance between me and him. He went partially down to the stairwell to the railing when I finally seen his handler come up, who was calling for him. The dog did not want to listen. He kept turning around like he was going to lunge again 2 to 3 different times. And then suddenly he finally went to his handler, who put a leash on him. And then his handler with the dog came up partially up the stairs to see if anybody injured. I told him yes, it was me. He asked me if, to show him my injuries, which I did. And the next I know, he's calling medic and everything while they're still having the chaos going on and more cops coming in, that they had to pull surrounding counties, including state, with them.
So it was obviously an extremely hectic situation added on to, what happened to you. What happened after that? You were taken to, where were you taken to? And
I drove myself to Lynchburg General because of my son's condition with him having autism. It's a security thing for him, to where also when I finally get released, it's easier for me to transport coming back home.
Okay. So what are you experiencing now? What have you been given? Antibiotics, medications, what's going on with you right now?
Since the incident occurred, I have gone through psychiatric treatment. I have another telehealth coming up with the doctor. I've been put on antibiotics and everything. I'm going to follow up with my primary care to keep watch on the wound and everything for infection and all that.
And I want to talk about just the pain you're experiencing mentally and physically. How just traumatic has this been for you?
It's been really traumatic, honestly, that I've even started having nightmares at night from it. And I used to not be like that. I had dealt with nightmares from past stuff in my life, but this has made it even worse.
And in that moment, what were you thinking?
It's really hard to really think when you're trying to react, being attacked, when you're not even involved in something, being an innocent bystander. And being disabled on top of it makes it even harder. I'm just glad I was able to keep my balance when he attacked me, because I do have back problems on top of it.
So you had gone outside to see what was going on, and then that's when you stepped outside, that's when the dog came up and attacked you?
A few minutes after I'd been outside, when my son joined me beside, leaving my door open.
So you were out of your house when it happened?
Yes.
Were you on your steps?
I was on the second balcony right there at the top of our stairwell.
Okay.
Towards my apartment, where that railing is.
Where that railing is? Okay.
Yeah.
And you had just been standing out there kind of like everyone else was kind of doing, was observing.
It was trying to see what was going on for the safety, you know, from my home with the fact of my son and everything, to figure out why my dog was, you know, behaving like she was, because she normally doesn't do that. She'll bark if somebody comes near the house, but when she starts growling, it's a different story.
So what were you seeing outside?
All I seen was a bunch of people gathering up 2 buildings down from me, which has been a normal around here lately with the fights going on. But it started getting a little bit more out of hand when police arrived, when a lot more people went running down over there.
So what's your, next steps?
I'm taking legal action for one. I'm finding a lawyer to handle the case with the fact of what was done with me, for the compensation of what the damage has been done regarding for my son, myself, the whole 9 yards.
How do you feel LPD responded and reacted to your situation?
It's a toss-up, really, because with the fact that I'm also a legal student with it, and I informed them, that I'm not playing games. With how they handled the whole situation, the sergeant came out, took my number and everything because they were still dealing with it, and later on got in touch with me regarding to it. I sent him the pictures. Then he transferred it over to a K-9 sergeant to, further take on the investigation. He's asked me a couple questions here and there, and they're writing up the report, and I really haven't heard really much since.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add that we haven't asked?
Not really. I mean, it's just the factor it needs to be known on how they handle their dogs in situations that anybody innocent can end up being harmed.
I mean, what are you hoping will change from this?
Hopefully better handling with the canines. My parents used to raise and handle and train police dogs ever since I was a kid, so I know exactly how to get him free, so it wouldn't injure him or myself any further.
Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch more videos from ABC 13 WSET.